So let's get to the facts. The Canadian Disability Benefit, the CDB, was never intended to help the UCP backfill its substandard AISH support. Their claim that they welcomed the feds stepping up is pure spin. I think they said they were pleased, and I'm thinking, pleased about what? The federal government made it clear provinces were not supposed to claw back the Canadian Disability Benefit. The federal government saw that disabled people across the nation were living in absolute poverty, and this is why this benefit was produced, to help disabled people. It's called the Canadian Disability Benefit, not the Alberta UCP benefit. If there's any doubt about the intent of the MPs, Liberal, NDP, or Conservative, they voted unanimously for the CDB, and they were not too pleased to see Alberta treated as a piggy bank. Then there's Nixon's claim that 1814 was the recommended federal amount for persons with disability. That's nonsense. Either Nixon was woefully misinformed or is just lying out of the bag of the UCP lies. Bag of bullshit, I guess I should say. I'm sorry about stuttering through that, but I was trying to think of the best way of putting it. Bag of bullshit. Anyway, the 1814 amount is the amount that you get when you combined OAS and GIS. Now, seniors, that's not really enough for a senior, but at least they got a chance to be in the game. They worked their entire life to build up savings and build up equity for their future. A disabled person never had a chance to be in the game, and they don't have much in the way of savings. And that, in fact, doesn't give them much in the way of a future. I think Nixon's meme that he trots out constantly, the most generous benefit, is like bragging about being the tallest corpse in the morgue. AISH may be $500 more than the next province over, but that doesn't include the subsidy programs that province might have or the cost of living in that province. The fact is that AISH is $600 below the poverty line, leaving disabled Albertans in absolute poverty. The UCP continues to treat disabled people as undeserving, constantly repeating slogans like the S in AISH is for severely, that removing indexing will not be onerous, or even throwing change at people that are disabled and telling them to get back to work. It's a complete lack of empathy. But these memes are designed to strip away the empathy of the UCP supporter. It's easier to think that people are cheating you and then just to shrug. If they could, I'm sure the UCP would say that a man having a heart attack is just taking a nap, simply so the UCP could avoid paying for an ambulance. It's grotesque. Change won't come from inside the UCP, not unless some long extinct tribe of compassionate conservatives rises from the grave and stages a coup, but I'm not holding my breath. In fact, the UCP doesn't govern Alberta, it punishes it. And those who need the most protection are the ones that are being sacrificed first. When history writes its verses about this time in our province's history, the UCP won't be remembered for the money they saved, but rather the people they failed. I want people to know that it's time to move past being on Team Blue or Team Red. When you just support your party based on the idea of belonging to a cult, you give away your autonomy. You don't improve society by saying this party's doing a better job. You just stick with the same old tried and true. But that tried and true often becomes a lie when a party knows that they don't have to do anything to get your support and knows they can't do anything to get the support from the people on the other side. So I would urge the voting public to perhaps demand better from their party, to understand what they would do for people and insist that their party does the same.